Wow, talk about a cold open.
Immediate. I've also like decided like on the like audio only ones, like I cut out these like randomness because people join like, what the hell am I listening to?
Yeah, because
Very
it's
smart.
not the same.
I like that.
Literally. So, what's going on, guys? Welcome to My Cup of Tea episode number 13.
Wow.
We got plenty of stuff to be discussing today. A lot of casting, a lot of unexpected sequel. We'll get into everything here. Joining us as always, we have Hard Boiled Carson.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode. What is it? You say 13? That's crazy. Moon, get off the keyboard. Okay. Yes. Episode 13. A lot of like interesting, like random news this week. Honestly, it feels like a very, kind of just sporadic week. Not much Star Wars news going on. So I'm sure we'll be throwing something together for tomorrow's episode of Hyperspace Hype. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll be talking about some. Yeah, Friday's episode. And so yeah, we're just gonna be talking about some cool stories, some Lion King, some Miss Marvel cast news, which kind of has been rumored for a while, and that kind of stuff. And I can't remember what's the other main topic that we're talking about.
Hawkman,
yes, which will go down in such a funny conversation because you know, The Rock had to tweet. Oh, I called him up and he's like, "Oh, I don't believe this."
We'll break it down. We'll break it down.
Just some good wholesomeness in the world with The Rock. So, yeah, can't wait.
Also joining us, we got Evan.
Hey guys, glad to be back. Yeah, we have a lot of sporadic news. Not a lot of news, but we have some cool casting news. Very excited to talk about Lion King 2 because, as people should know, Lion King 2, at least the animated version, is one of my favorite Disney animated movies, period. So I can't wait to talk about that. Hopefully they follow the Lion King 2 Simba's Pride storyline like they should.
And
that's my pitch.
Potentially even more to be added to that, but we will discuss. I think, let's just go and kick off with like the hottest topic today, which is they have officially casted our Miss Marvel for the Disney Plus series and presumably future on-screen debut. Let's read this name. I think I literally had it in my brain, but now that I'm going to read it, I'm like, hang on. I want to say Iman Vellani.
Iman Vellani.
Yeah, I think it should be Iman.
I literally had it in my brain, like I had it down, and then it's just because I'm live. So yeah, so now
she's on Letterboxd. She's on Letterboxd, guys.
My god! If you
on
haven't seen
Twitter.
her Letterboxd ratings,
gosh,
it's hilarious. Like it's funny because everybody's like on film tours, like she has taste. Like good job.
Oh my gosh! What if she gave like 5 out of 5 to like Terminator Genesis or The Rise of Skywalker? What then, people? Would you guys turn on her?
Have you seen her Rise of Skywalker review?
No, what is it?
I think she gave it like 1 or 2 stars, and her review was like, "Does death mean nothing anymore?"
Wow.
Gave Spider-Man 3 like 4.5 stars.
Oh jeez.
Gave Captain Marvel 2 stars. Interesting.
But current film Twitter loves Spider-Man 3 these days because they grew up on Spider-Man 3. A lot of them were like very young when they saw that movie, so they all love it all of a sudden. It's interesting.
I believe so.
Oh, we also know people that
Iman, I think so.
Okay.
Hi, Kate.
Thank you, by the way.
Yes. So interesting. That she's been cast. Like we officially have a confirmation. We're just slowly but surely building up that Young Avenger roster.
We sure are. Did Brie Larson tweet anything out about this yet?
I didn't see anything. Maybe she saw the box review.
Has she found her phone yet? No, I'm kidding.
Maybe she's saving it for a YouTube video and a guest spot. That'd be cool.
That would be really cute and awesome. I would love that.
A little Zoom call with Brie Larson. I'd love that.
I would die if I was her. I got to Zoom.
Because I would be shocked if Brie Larson was not on. At least like had a cameo in the Disney Plus series.
I think Feige already confirmed like she's going to be on it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like I think she's gonna be on it as long as like Mark Ruffalo is going to be on the She-Hulk show, which I think is going to be if not half the series, at least like like a beginning part of the season and then the end of the season or series. I don't know how long this Miss Marvel show. Miss Marvel seems like the kind of show that can go for like 2 seasons at least. I mean, one season at least. They could do 2 seasons at most. Because like compared to a show like Loki or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, this kind of she's very young. She can go on a lot of adventures, so they can like prolong her adventures even outside of the movies. So I don't know. This is very exciting. Is this your first role? Like she hasn't been in anything else. Right?
Yeah, she's like
newcomer,
like introducing.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah. I think there was like a lot of I think Simu Liu, who is Shang-Chi, I think he might have tweeted something.
Oh, yes, cool. He quoted the tweet and he was like, "Yeah, this made my day. I needed this today," or something. I can't remember what he said, but glad to see that camaraderie that we've always had with any of the Marvel roles extend down to the TV stuff and beyond. It's just always cool to see. But yeah, I'm excited to see this role. Particularly, I can't remember who the writers are of the show and who they got for the to direct, or if that's even been announced.
Great question.
I think it was.
I know the showrunners were announced.
I think the showrunners were announced. I can't remember who they were. But I don't particularly know a lot about this character. So it's kind of cool that we're getting a newcomer because, I think there will be a lot of newcomers to this character, and it's going to be a good entry point for a lot of people into the show. And of course, it's really cool to see them, cast someone who's obviously diverse and fits the part, and not,
who do you think they're going to cast?
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson's clone or something. I don't know.
Like
could have been bad, is what I'm saying.
God, did you guys see the like it looks like some of the at least like the test script pages had leaked from somebody because I think Moon just walked by the camera. No, but yeah, I think it was like an actress who didn't get the role and she was kind of butthurt in some Twitter drama. So she like to prove her point just dropped a full Marvel NDA with some test script. So that's
why do people do that? You just lost I assume
your career.
I assume this person is very young that leaked this stuff. Like you're screwing over your career at that young of an age. Like not a good thing.
Yeah,
not very smart.
Oh my god.
It's great because I saw that tweet and I'm like, wait, and I started like reading the fine print. I'm like, oh my god, you are so dumb. Right. Like, why would you tweet this? No company's gonna trust you now.
Like you have to like build up
Tom
your
Holland instance. Tom Holland would be like, "Oh, look at this poster, guys." This person's just like, "Nah, here's the contract, straight up."
They've already been signed on. So like, they played out like the whole Tom Holland poster thing was planned. That was like
definitely
expected. Yeah. But like this stuff is just like you're not even in it, so it's not. They're not gonna like that.
Stupid. Yeah, you don't mess with Disney. Like, come on now. What are you thinking?
Imagine getting sued at like 16 or 15.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like. If this person's like 40 or something, like, okay, her career is over already. It doesn't matter. But 16, you're screwed.
You're really going to have to build up your repertoire.
Definitely.
Of, like,
the Mouse House. The Mouse House lawyers just call. They're just like, cease and desist. This is not good.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for more people to get to know Miss Marvel. I've never actually read a Miss Marvel series. Like, I've read Miss Marvel in other comic books, like as a supporting character. Like she was in a lot of the Miles Morales comic books that I've read because her and Miles are very best friends.
She's like most recently in terms of like media, she's like essentially the main character of the new Avengers game.
Yep, that too.
Which everybody's enjoying.
Are they?
Well, they're enjoying the core story,
I'm just kidding around. Yeah, I'm not getting that game. But I've also heard some pretty good things too. But I'm excited to see what other I'm excited to see how they explain her powers in a way.
Yeah, because I don't exactly know the core.
I should have researched this. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's a Terrigen mist thing that's going on. Heritage Mist as in like the Inhuman thing. So that's the thing here, okay? So
bringing the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
yeah, I'm just thinking the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right here. So is Marvel, I don't know the right word there, going to use the Inhuman backstory for this character, which they haven't really done. Inhumans has failed at I guess it was a theater thing, and then it was a TV series. Basically, the Jeff
first,
Loeb.
I went and saw the first 2 episodes of Inhumans in IMAX. It was a special event thing.
You're one of those people.
From Fandango. Yeah, I was like, it's all right. I'm down because I was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, so I was like, I'm cool to see where this goes. I have not seen episodes 3 through 8.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What did it air on? Did it like go to ABC or something weird?
It had to be
AMC. Main network.
It was
AMC. Yeah.
I think it got canceled before all the episodes premiered. Like it was that fast.
Yes, it did. It got like episode 5 came out or something. They're like, we won't be coming back, guys. Enjoy the last 3 episodes.
They're on the moon up there.
I know, it's so stupid. It was so disappointing because, like, I remember when the cast was getting built for that TV show, I was like, oh man, they have like the guy from Game of Thrones, the main villain. They had one of these, like, I saw all of these actors in other TV series before, and I'm like, wow, this is a really great cast of good TV actors for Inhumans. And they dropped the ball big time. They shaved Medusa's head. Like, what are you doing?
I just remember seeing the I don't know what the dog's name is, but I just remember I remember seeing the set photos of the little green screen foam cutout that they had of them for the set pictures, and it was just so funny.
It was bad.
It's only ever been topped by the Clifford the Red Dog set photos, which still haunt my nightmares. If you haven't seen them, there's a Clifford movie. You don't want to see it. There's a Clifford movie coming out.
I'll send it to Evan.
It got delayed to 2021 now. Thank God. But I think. But there's some pictures where it's like there's some big like red pieces that are like on this guy, or like 2 or 3 people. It's like 2 or 3 people are inside Clifford.
It looks like a dinosaur.
And they're walking around in broad daylight and just does not sit right with me anyway. Anywho, I don't know how we got to Clifford the Red Dog or any of this, but
because I was thinking, like, how are they going to explain Miss Marvel's powers? Are they going to use her Inhuman backstory, or like, given what we know from WandaVision or Doctor Strange and the multiverse, like, and the Fox stuff, like, are they going to make her a mutant? That is a possibility here. It can go either way. I mean, because they explained Miss Marvel. I mean, they could just say like, she can get her powers from like watching Marvel or Captain Marvel or something. I don't know. But I think they have to go the Inhumans route, which could be interesting, or maybe not, because looking ahead at Phase 5 or the rest of Phase 4, I don't see a lot of hints at all for Inhumans anywhere. At least in terms of like theory crafting. So this could be pretty fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you could tie anything to Eternals. I don't know. Oh, you saw the Clifford.
Yeah, that is scary. Yeah, it burned right?
It's a dinosaur.
The dinosaur.
Dino DNA.
Dino DNA.
Forgot how disturbing this was. It's the hollow eyes. It really just. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, Kamala Khan though, her character. I'm intrigued to see like how she's going to factor in like the whole world. Interesting, like her. I don't know the complete powers that she has. I know like she can like grow her fist supersized, kind of like a mild Mr. Fantastic. Can she fly? I think so.
I don't think so. No, I mean, no. Yeah, she can like jump really far because of her elasticity.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, she has like, I think, superhuman strength, healing, that kind of stuff, and then morphing and stuff like that. So she can grow. She can like super elastic. Not really Mr. Fantastic like, but yeah, she can like shapeshift a little bit. So pretty fascinating stuff there. I think she's a very cool power set, and again, it's very very diverse character that we haven't seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe ever, really. So it can very much so parallel Spider-Man Homecoming in a way, where Spider-Man's looking up to a person like Iron Man. You could have, from a female perspective, like Miss Marvel looking up to Brie Larson. Just that dynamic alone is very cool to me. Like I can very much so picture that, seeing them hang out with each other, go on missions together. That could be really cool and fun.
And we still don't even know like what the future context of Captain Marvel is in the post Endgame MCU. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah, we're theorizing, like we talked last week about how WandaVision is incorporating this group called SWORD, which is kind of like the intergalactic SHIELD in a way, because SHIELD's still it's pretty much done. So in the at least in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so you can use SWORD in terms of all the galactic stuff. And Captain Marvel already said she's fighting off stuff like in other galaxies in Endgame. So maybe she could be doing that, and then she comes home, and then she's like, "Oh, there's like this huge fan of mine, Miss Marvel," and then they can interact from there. Because I still think Miss Marvel is going to be a core character, or not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel is going to be a core character in the Avengers going forward, alongside people like Spider-Man, possibly Doctor Strange. Yeah, so it can be very cool.
Yeah, super look forward to that. I don't know how much I can like really anticipate like the predictions for the MCU, because we kind of already did like all that for Phase 4 last episode. But
yeah. Oh, what do you guys think about release date? So when are they filming this? Do you guys know?
Probably next year they'll film it. I say 2022. I say like spring 2022 maybe.
2022 is looking pretty packed for Marvel. Like they could have Miss Marvel.
It's all gonna shift.
Yeah, very true. But as of right now, if they film all these stuff in 2021, you have Miss Marvel in 2022. You have Hawkeye in 2022. You have possibly Moon Knight in 2022. And
I think Miss Marvel probably happens before Moon Knight.
I think so too. Yeah, but I'm just saying. I think Miss Marvel and right now Hawkeye are the lock for like 2022 series.
And that'd be interesting to see like a combination of Young Avengers with like Miss Marvel and Kate Bishop.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, that'd be super fun.
And Spider-Man, you know.
What else is 2022? Oh, She-Hulk, of course. She-Hulk is definitely going to be 2022 as well. So that's 3 right there. And then again, Moon Knight, possibly late 2022, early 2023.
We still have casting on Moon Knight, right? We have casting for She-Hulk. We have casting for Miss Marvel now, and I don't even know. Do we have?
We don't have a lot. I don't even know Hawkeye or Kate Bishop yet.
It's rumored
it was Haley.
It's rumored.
It's still rumored.
Still rumored. I thought she closed the deal.
They haven't announced it yet.
She's doing Pitch Perfect 5 and 6. No, I'm kidding.
Pitch Perfect. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what she's doing this Apple stuff. I don't know. Like, I would love for her to be Kate Bishop.
Well, in discussion to like rumored projects and stuff, like a rumor came out like a couple hours ago about Sony, you know, our favorite Venom creators, and
wow,
they're basically, this is like the rumor is like, and I think it's something like we've all anticipated anyway, that like Sony wants to, with all their future projects like Venom and everything, they want it to tie it into the MCU. Whether or not that happens is a question. I think they're already try. I mean, again, because like Vulture in Morbius, we kind of like had discussed stuff like that before.
Yeah, again, Sony wants to connect with Marvel. Marvel was never going to say, like, you're never going to hear the words like Venom or Morbius in a MCU produced movie. Yeah, like I don't think you're ever going to see them in a Spider-Man 3, but you'll see Spider-Man show up in Venom 2 or Venom 3.
Well, I threw out that thing, I think last episode about how Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman is an Agent of S.W.O.R.D. in the comics.
He sure is, yeah.
Something, I don't know. It's also funny because like I'm also hearing that I think Disney's actually like, I think it was leaked because somebody messed up, like a graphic designer or something, that like the Sony Spider-Man movies are actually going to be on Disney Plus now at a point, which previously wasn't.
I thought that was like faked. Is that real?
It was legitimately like on like Disney Plus, and they took it down pretty fast, but like it was up there. It was like the Mando photos that we were reporting.
How would the
That's
rights
interesting.
work? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because Sony has the distribution rights,
They totally
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
So I don't know if they would agree to that being, unless they're giving them a fat paycheck for licensing. I don't know, or
Maybe,
maybe
like-
it's part of a new deal, or
Maybe they just really, really want all of the MCU stuff together as one. I don't know.
You think Sony really cares about that?
No, I think Disney might. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, true.
Enticing more. I know. I mean, they have a whole tab called Spider-Man Collection, but they don't have the Tom Holland starring films.
Yeah, I mean, Disney's like and Marvel in general, they own the rights to animated Spider-Man products, animated stuff, toys. They just don't own the rights to his like live action films and stuff, or
Yeah,
live
they do
action-
comics and everything.
or animated movies as well, because Spider-Verse counts as well for Sony, not Disney.
Yeah, and that's why they only have like listed under the Spider-Man category Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
No, that's funny.
Right, but then skip everything else, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's all pretty interesting. I'm excited to see the future of Marvel, as always. I'm not done with it after the Infinity Saga. I want more.
So, I mean, just to wrap a bow on this topic, I'm excited to see her in the Captain Marvel or the Miss Marvel TV series and possibly Captain Marvel 2. I think Feige also led into that as well. Like, she could be in Miss Marvel, could tie into Captain Marvel 2 the same way as like we have Wanda going into Doctor Strange 2. So
I wouldn't be surprised if they air in the same year potentially.
and
I
right
feel like
now,
that'd be
Captain Marvel is supposed to come out in 2022.
So I think that'd be a good 1-2 punch. Have a spring, show, or when's Captain Marvel 2 supposed to come out?
July 8th, 2022.
Which will probably get pushed another one. So probably be fall before that actually comes out. So it'd be cool to have the show in the spring, and then the extension of whatever that relationship ends up being in the show get extended or evolved into Captain Marvel 2. I'd love that.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Okay, so moving on to our next topic. I want to jump into this because I got some thoughts.
Let's jump.
Barry Jenkins is helming a live-action sequel to The Lion King, which is shocking for multiple reasons.
Super shocking.
First off, that the fact that they're doing it. Secondly, that it's Barry Jenkins of Moonlight.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to put the cat in the other room because I had to get hunkered down for this discussion about this stuff.
Nice.
No interruptions.
This is one of those topics where you look at it, you think it's like from a fake news site. You're like, okay, this can't be a thing.
Barry Jenkins.
The deadline check mark was fake. I looked at it for about 20 seconds. I'm like, this is not real.
I mean, I was thrown off initially at just the thought of they're actually going to do the Lion King sequel. I didn't think that would happen because it was so negatively received. I know it made $1 billion, but still, it was so negatively received.
I walked out of it. Just from my reaction, at least, I went with my brother and my dad. We walked out of it saying meh. It's a movie, but there was nothing that stood out from that movie. There's nothing unique about that movie.
I always say that I enjoy the visuals of The Lion King. I think it's great. It gave us Mandalorian. I always joke in terms of the volume progression.
You mean 2008's Iron Man gave us Mandalorian.
Right. Yeah. Emma, exactly. I didn't think this was gonna happen at all.
Oh, I didn't know you watched the 100. That is awesome. I watched the 100. I have not caught up on this final season. I watched the first 5 episodes. Didn't like it. And then I'm gonna binge it. I heard it's not good, but we'll see. Anyways, I was initially one of those people that was excited for the Lion King live action remake. One, because Jon Favreau was involved. Okay, I know. I was excited because Jon Favreau was involved. The cast for Lion King was amazing. Oh, look at that! Is that Box Office Mojo?
Numbers
on there. But yeah,
I don't use Box Office Mojos after they betrayed me.
They betrayed me. What the heck?
Their update.
Anyways, to answer your question, sorry to interrupt. With the screen share, but to answer your question of who wants a Lion King sequel, I just had to pull this up because it's absurd. No. Almost $1.7 billion. It's
crazy.
Absurd how many people saw this movie, and
To that point, sir. To that point,
I saw it 8 times.
No, I didn't. I saw it once, but which is rare for me. No, let me just say, because I have been championing of like all like sequels to any of the Disney remakes. I wanted a sequel to Aladdin personally.
You guys both did,
because-
didn't you?
Me too.
Yeah,
Where is that?
I really
Disney?
like that. Made over $1 billion. Pull up those numbers. Because I think it made at least like 1.1.
Yes.
And yeah, dude, like okay, like I love the
Aladdin
cast.
might have outgrossed Rise of Skywalker. I don't know about that, but
I think Joker outgrossed Rise of Skywalker by like a couple bucks.
I think it did too.
yikes. Continue, Nathan.
Yeah, no, just like I love the cast of Aladdin. I really enjoyed like the sets and the musical. I mean, it wasn't like all out Guy Ritchie, but I feel like it was still like an enjoyable time. And like I said, like I would really like to see a sequel. I want to see like more from Genie Jafar. I think that would be a fun thing to explore.
I think so too. I think Aladdin is ripe for a Disney sequel. I think it's only a matter of time. Maybe they're watching Lion King 2 success to see if they should do an Aladdin 2 success. I mean,
Well,
right now, yeah, I think Lion King 2 is going to be a big
Let's look
hit
at this for
regardless.
kicks.
Yeah,
Let's look
do
at
it. Who's kicking who?
Aladdin. I cannot spell Aladdin. I'm sorry. Do not judge me.
I think there's 1 L, 2 D's.
Where is the? I don't see where the. Did I not search it right?
Let me see. Zoom in.
Oh yeah, wait, let me.
Because I'm seeing the original, but I'm not seeing the.
That is weird. Yeah, I don't know what you did there, fam.
Aladdin 2019.
I don't know. I'm gonna hit enter again. Oh my god, where is it?
Google the website and
I can just Google this stuff.
You might have to. Hi, we're a professional podcast.
I know, right? Yeah, this is great. This is great.
I'm not editing this for Spotify. Keep it all in. Mando. What's the box office
Sorry,
on Mando?
we're gonna stop. Off the rails. Okay.
Aladdin made $1.051 billion.
Thank you.
Okay.
Evan.
Well,
and I remember it being a big deal because it like just kept going, and it was one of those. It was kind of like a Wonder Woman scenario, not to the extent of making 400 million domestically or anything, but it just kept going. And it was this was news with it. It was Will Smith's highest grossing movie, which I'm like, that is absurd in and of itself. Like the man has been
that's
a pivotal movie star
That's
of
crazy.
20 years. Like
it beat iRobot.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
I love iRobot. I'm just kidding.
Men in Black, really? All right.
Men in Black. Men in Black.
But anyways,
3.
with this Lion King stuff,
yes,
just to preface where I am with these remakes, I have not seen any of them in theaters besides Jungle Book. And so that's where I'm at with it. I will watch Cinderella because everyone from the moon and back has told me that it's the best thing.
I do need to watch Cinderella as well.
Masterpiece.
But that being said, I'm also puzzled. I was more just perplexed. I was like, I quoted him just like, Barry, what are you like? Barry, what are you doing? Or Barry, no. And I clarified later. I'm like, the man can do whatever he wants. Like someone brought up a good point. Like he's told some of the most like important and vital, stories of the past decade. And if he wants to do a big palate cleanser movie or whatever reason he has to do this movie, it's completely valid. And it's like, get that check. Like, if this means we get more, if Beale Streets could talk and people will actually see them, that will make me eternally happy in the long run. Probably won't be the case, but this is going to set him up. This is going to set him up in the industry with, even more leverage, I hope. And I truly hope that he has like a good time with it. That being said, he did quote tweet someone's edit of the Beale Street Could Talk soundtrack over the Circle of Life montage from the 2019 Lion King or whatever. And he said, not a remake, not a sequel. So I'm like, what does that mean?
What the heck?
So I'm very confused on what
A
I
spin-off?
heard. Yeah, no, I heard
Um,
people saying like that. Oh, it's gonna be. Some of the trades were reporting that it's going to somewhat be a sequel, but it's gonna build out with prequel stuff and flashbacks at the
Yeah,
same time
like
to build out the
Mufasa
story.
Like Godfather
origin?
Part 2.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
some.
yeah.
There's that they were gonna have like more Mufasa stuff of like prequel wise.
Stupid.
I don't
Stupid.
understand that.
I don't care about
I mean, look,
Mufasa.
I love James Earl Jones, but I don't like. Okay, so let's throw over to Simba's Pride expert Evan.
Yes, please.
The story. If you would like to just give a quick synopsis on like what that primarily is about.
Okay. Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
I know.
Get it? Simba's Pride? Because it's a double meaning here. Because Simba's
You're
Pride.
right.
he's
Genius.
he's
Barry
leading.
Jenkins.
Simba's Pride. He's like leading his own pride in the Pride Lands, but also his pride as a leader is kind of conflicted in this movie because there's a whole other group of lions that were sympathizers of Scar, and the main queen of that side of the lions basically is like the main villain of the movie. Zazu would actually be a pretty great movie. I would love that.
It's just a full episode of John Oliver with a toucan skin.
You laugh, but that would be pretty awesome.
Complete
know,
with
I'd be done.
no. It's John Oliver just making Adam Driver references for an hour and a half.
As
Yes.
What we need. As Zazu.
But yeah, so then the main storyline for Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, is basically Simba's daughter, Kiara, falls in love with the person from the other lions, the bad lions, called Kovu. And it turns into a star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet kind of scenario where they both start to sympathize for each other. Kovu doesn't really want to be what Scar wants to be or what his mom wants him to be. His mom wants him to be like the next Scar, and he doesn't want to be like that. He likes Kiara a lot, but people in the main part and the good guys don't really trust him, especially Simba. So there's conflict there. I just think Lion King 2 has a lot of great soundtracks. Of course, He Lives in You is freaking fantastic. He Is Not One
Didn't
of
they
Us.
use one
Fantastic.
Didn't they use one of the primary songs in like the end credits for the first one?
I don't think so.
For the live action Lion King, they took
Which one?
I think they took He Lives in You and they put it for the. I was like, it was listed on the soundtrack and I was excited, but then it only played during. The credits.
You're right. Okay, yeah. Because they had a perfect
didn't
chance
they
to use it
cut-
at the end of the movie, but they didn't use it.
Didn't they cut a lot of the songs in Lion King 2019? Or all I know is the one song that's supposed to be at night is during the broad daylight, which makes no sense.
Can you feel love tonight?
Yeah, like what? It's too dark.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot
Literally.
of criticisms. Like, there's a lot of criticisms with the first Lion King. Like, for example, I wanted like a lot more Donald Glover than we got. And it sucks because like if you, even like in the context of the sequel, if they go for Simba's Pride, he's not like the lead, which is fine. But like also, I wanted more Donald Glover in the first place.
Me too, but I think I know Barry Jenkins said like it's not a remake, it's not a sequel, but Lion King 2, Simba's Pride is such a great story that nobody has really heard before, and it kind of goes back to my point where I want these live action remakes to go be remakes of stories that a lot of the audiences haven't heard of. I know that's not probably financially viable, but like if we could do more remakes of lesser known stuff, maybe that can create franchises that they're not really expecting.
And maybe it will take really
so
heavily from it. You know what I mean? It will take really heavily from it because, yeah, Lion King 2 and Lion King 1.5, I mean, they're kind of, people know what they are, but it's not like the overall short part of the main narrative that people know of when it comes to Lion King lore. So the one thing it does make me excited is like, if Barry can come in here and leverage a story, well, I guess they're bringing back the screenwriter of the 2019 one, which he didn't screenwrite. He just said copy first one, and then I don't know.
Screenwrite?
Anyways, so I guess he's writing something. Anywho, but if he can leverage a cool story, that, like, you know, takes maybe some from a lot of the elements from Lion King 2, and then you know, add some new stuff or whatever they're going for in the story, you know, round out the edges and if Barry can do, if they just give it to Barry, I have trust that it's at least going to be a competent and decent
An
time at the
emotional
movies.
story. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's weird, isn't
yeah.
it? Because like we all had such confidence with Jon Favreau going in after Jungle Book.
Definitely, yeah.
But then it was like,
To be fair, the man was in Star Wars La La Land as soon as he got signed to the Mandalorian. I mean, he's probably like, oh yeah, visual effects, yeah.
Yeah.
Sign
you're
him
probably
off,
right.
guys.
Back when we were making Iron Man.
I think he focused more on the visuals rather than the story. I mean, granted, like
it was a big development.
It's a big development. I can see Disney being like, we have. I mean, granted, it was all a success all the way around. They're making a sequel. It wasn't critically bombed. It was just like critically like, okay, it's an okay movie. It's okay.
I think it was at like 57.
Yeah, but and it's hard to differentiate like so much from the animated movie without like sticking true to the animated movie. Like I would want something like Aladdin, but even then, like Aladdin, I liked how different and unique that was compared to the animated movie. I liked the kind of risk it took, the new music, the new kind of character dynamics and characteristics of the characters in the live action Aladdin. But I know a lot of people didn't like Aladdin either. I think Aladdin has like probably the lesser critical rating than Lion King. I'm not sure exactly. But I know Aladdin. Yeah, I know Aladdin had its fair share of criticism as well. So
it's funny. I think Aladdin probably did like better at like refreshing the original tale than Mulan did.
And Lion King, I agree.
And
the bar is on the floor with Mulan.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wanted to like talk about like all the live action stuff because like Carson gave his 2 cents. I want to give mine.
Yeah,
so
no,
you said you haven't seen any of them in theaters,
except Jungle Book. I refuse.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and Aladdin in theaters.
Dang, guys.
Well, I mean, I guess I was.
Y'all got your A-list and ain't going to see the theater.
You know how much money I give Disney per year? If we were to break out a spreadsheet of how much money I give this corporation,
might I remind you? I saw Endgame 8 times in a theater.
Do you know how many companies this company owns? They're gonna be okay if they don't get my $8 to go see.
Emma, what you didn't like
in 1990, whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to be so pessimistic.
Yeah, Emma, which Jungle Book did you see? Did you see the one with Andy Serkis or something like
Mowgli?
Mowgli. I like.
At least Mowgli was ambitious and it had motion.
Oh, here we go.
Cool motion capture.
Oh, so you you also didn't like it?
No, I liked Mowgli. I saw Mowgli.
No, not Mowgli. Jungle Book.
I like Jungle Book. I should
kind of like your.
No. I like Jungle Book.
There's a lot going on with these opinions.
I like Jungle Book and I liked Mowgli, which are 2 separate adaptations,
right,
of the same lore and story.
Yes.
Very different though.
Yes. Okay. Oh wow.
Camera, the kid couldn't act. That's funny.
Oof. I know. Yeah.
I mean, he was the only real thing on set. That's insane.
That's insane, right? Yeah, I think the best is obviously Cinderella, followed by Jungle Book, followed by Aladdin. No,
I still love Beauty and the Beast.
I'm about to say I like Beauty and the Beast a lot too.
I guess for me too, like the ones that I'm most interested are yet to come. I'm very curious about The Little Mermaid. I'm worried about it, but also I think it has a really great cast, and
I think they're also doing that Peter and Wendy film.
That intrigues me. But
let me look that up. Who's doing the Peter and Wendy movie again?
I don't remember, but they just casted Tinkerbell.
The guy that's doing Little Mermaid is Rob something. He's a pretty prolific Disney director. He's done. Let me look it up because I do not want to mess.
But real quick, just in terms of like, the live action remakes, I think like, the most prime thing to do would be to like retell the sequels that like a lot of them were already like preset as just like straight to video. So like not a lot of effort was put into them to begin with. Except say Simba's Pride, which was phenomenal.
Oh,
I think so too.
Yeah, Rob Marshall is doing Little Mermaid, who's done Mary Poppins Returns.
Garbage.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Garbage.
I mean,
Into the
look,
Woods.
Garbage.
I need to see Into the Woods.
don't.
Annie.
You don't know.
Garbage.
You know, you
Annie.
know me. That's the point.
Annie. With Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
What is it?
Wait,
Garbage.
no. The 1999 one. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Annie? Okay.
Sorry. I
The Jamie Foxx Annie.
Jamie Foxx one was garbage. I like the 1999 one. I mean, Rob Marshall has like that name. People know who Rob Marshall is, but also like he's a corporate Disney person. He reminds me of a Peyton Reed. I don't know. He's one of those corporate directors that don't have a lot of style to him. I don't know. I'm sorry, Rob Marshall.
Yeah, no, I can kind of see that.
Mm.
What was I looking up? Oh, who's doing Peter and Wendy?
I just looked it up. It's David Lowery who just did Pete's Dragon, which I have not seen.
Oh,
Did anyone
absolute
see Pete's
king.
Dragon? Is
Who?
Pete's Dragon good or
I've
didn't
heard
see it.
great things about Pete's Dragon, but also
like nobody
David
talked
Lowery.
about it?
Nobody, yeah.
David Lowery has such a cool career because the man goes back and forth between doing like indie movies and Disney movies. He has the Green Knight coming out. He did the Old Man and the Gun. He did A Ghost Story, and then he did Pete's Dragon, and now he's doing Peter Pan and Wendy. So he keeps going back and forth between the indie scene, and so he's one of those guys if Rob Marshall like kept his stance of like not being a sellout every time, and
You know
go
what,
back
guys?
into his roots.
I think we just found our 6 degrees of separation thing here because David Lowery did what? You said A Ghost Story and Old Man and the Gun? Isn't that
Old Man and the
A24?
Gun, and yes, he has a great relationship with A24. He goes back and forth between A24
That's it,
and
yo.
Disney.
That's it. That's Disney's connection to A24. They went to the A24 a lot looking for David Lowery. They turn around, they see Barry Jenkins. And they're like, hey, you want to do Lion King 2? He's like taking a piss. He's like, I guess so. And then that's it. That's how it happened.
Evan is the meme incarnate of I connected the dots. You didn't connect shit. I connected them.
That's all me. That's how it happened. That's crazy. Okay.
Oh, all right. I do that stuff all the time.
Disney just plucked
From a
A24
director standpoint, I'm most excited to see where Peter Pan and Wendy ends up, just because that's one of my favorite properties as a kid. I need to rewatch like Pan and like all the
I
like
stuff that came out.
I like that.
I do like Pan. I liked it as a kid. It was fun.
Me too,
like,
right?
Come
It
on.
was fun. The music is good.
I was watching I watched both Peter Pans back to back. The Peter Pan and Return to Neverland. Because like my nephew was like big in
Return to Neverland is good.
Yeah, I think I enjoy that more than the first one actually, because I was watching over the first one and I was like, it's very 40s. It's very
yeah, I know.
outdated.
The Native American people. Oof.
Oh no.
Yeah, but also Emma, yes, you are correct. Hook is phenomenal. I love it with Dante Bosco.
It's great. I know Zuko himself.
Right.
That's great. But watch the Return to Neverland trailer. I'm just gonna give that because I used to watch.
The trailer. I always watched it on like a VHS of.
Me too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that...
It was like the ominous of the hook and like the 3D pirate ship.
Exactly.
Mixed with the two. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, Nathan knows what I'm
I've
talking
definitely
about,
seen
guys.
this. I'm hearing the coming to theaters or coming to DVD.
But now my brain's trying to be like, what VHS was I watching it on?
I burned that Return to Neverland VHS. I love that movie. I'm her daughter, Jane. Like I can quote that movie.
Good stuff, man. It's so good.
What were you talking about? Yeah, so I guess that's the connection between A24 and Disney. I have solved the riddle. I have solved the puzzle. And I think thinking back on it, if you're not going to do Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, I'd rather them have a whole completely original Barry Jenkins story than just copying the live action Lion King or copying what was already there. And I know Barry Jenkins is very good with emotions. He's a very emotional, romantic director too. I love Beale Street Could Talk, and I love Moonlight. They're very romantic, very beautiful movies. They have something to say. So if he could do that, given the technological achievements that Jon Favreau has gifted the Lion King and like these remake franchises with the volume and all that kind of stuff, because Lion King technically speaking, is a beautiful movie. So if they could go off of that, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'm excited for that.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
In adapting the music,
Okay.
probably needs a bit more force behind it, because a lot of like the music is like still good because it's still like Hans Zimmer came back, even though he kind of like had a really easy pass just redoing his work. But I definitely had like an issue of like when they did Scar's song "Be Prepared." It was so cut down.
It was so cut down.
I was like, why did you do this? But like, there's a lot of great songs in Lion King 2. Like
We Are One, fantastic.
yeah, the Lullaby villain song, very good.
Very good.
And yeah, again, He Lives in You, phenomenal.
And then He's Not One of Us. He is not one of us. So good.
Evan's cover dropping on Spotify later.
I know. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I need to rewatch these because you guys have so much more vivid memories of the songs than I do. Like, I could not place any of like the Lion King 2 songs. Like, no way.
Dude,
I don't.
Guys, I am not kidding. When Disney Plus dropped on that day, that night, the first thing I watched, Lion King 2. That was the first thing I watched on Disney Plus.
I went to Force Awakens, but I could see Evan's.
I already had the Blu-ray. I wanted.
But I wanted to test the streaming. I was just
waiting for 4K.
4K, Evan, 4K. Oh my gosh.
But
yeah. And I watched Treasure Planet too. That was the second thing I watched on Disney Plus.
Well, Disney Plus seemingly, I guess that's kind of news. Disney Plus now has a like watch along feature implemented.
Wait, just kidding. I haven't rewatched Treasure Planet yet. I've rewatched. I always mix up Atlantis and Treasure Planet.
It's a similar art style, but
it is. Those early 2000s art style.
Yep.
Hand drawn though, very good hand drawn animation.
I love the hand drawn stuff. It's some of the best. But
that's what we should do. Like David Lowery, Barry Jenkins, do a Treasure Planet or Atlantis.
Really. Oh my goodness!
Literally anybody do a 2D animation film, please.
Please give 150 million for hand.
Not since I guess that kind of like Mary Poppins Returns had some 2D animation, which was refreshing to see when I saw it. I did go see Mary Poppins Returns as well. I went to a fan event in Dolby, and I quite enjoyed myself. They gave me a free soundtrack. I'm not a shill. I just really loved the performance of Emily Blunt. But don't do this. Can we count that? Can we count that though when it's like well, no, that's not even like an originally animated thing. It just had featured animation, but it was.
Wait, is that where she like slides down the bathtub or whatever, and then it's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
And then they're underwater in 2D. Oh yeah, it's great. It's great stuff. Maleficent as well, I quite enjoy.
You said what?
Maleficent as well, I quite enjoy.
Oh,
I haven't seen either of those.
Maleficent.
I watched some back to back. I think I definitely like the first one more, but I enjoyed both.
Definitely. I'm a huge fan of who's the princess in Maleficent? Who's the actress? Elle Johnson. Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning, yeah.
Elle Fanning is fantastic. Right. I love her.
Absolutely.
Movie as a whole, man. But yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, I said movie as a whole. It's just not my thing. Okay. But yeah. Carson, earlier you said you're excited for The Little Mermaid.
Man, I just like The Little Mermaid I don't know why. It was just one of those ones that was on all the time for me, or I guess the ones that like if I think back, I'm like, okay, I always watch like Peter Pan, Lion King, Mulan, and Little Mermaid was like probably like the top 4 for me that I was on all the time. Not necessarily the ones I like the most, but I'm just always on. Maybe it's because I had those ones specifically or whatever it might have been. But yeah, so I just am so curious to see how in the world they're gonna pull it off in live action.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any new like updates about Little Mermaid, right? Because casting
is filming.
Was, like, so rampant.
No, it's filming. I saw today the guy that's playing or who's the guy that's playing the prince or the main guy.
Not Harry Styles.
Not Harry Styles guy. someone was interviewing him and said that I guess they had already been filming it, but they're returning to set soon. And then I guess some of the voice actors have already started, recording the lines for the, I guess, CG characters.
So you know what's fascinating is like every time, like diving into like a new like live action remake, it's always a 50-50 for me whether or not I've actually seen the original. Like when like going towards Beauty and the Beast, I actually saw the remake of Beauty and the Beast first before the original.
Wow.
Yeah, which was
Holy
quite
crap.
Whoa.
Maybe that's why I know. Maybe that's why I fell for it so much. I actually decided, and actually, I was actually gonna like stick to those guns to like give fair views of the remakes every time. But I actually decided like same day I went to see the Aladdin remake. I saw OG Aladdin, and I felt both pretty much.
This is who's playing the prince.
What's his name?
Jonah Howard King. He's been in.
I never heard.
He was in Little Women.
Was it?
I don't remember him.
Wow.
There's another guy in Little Women besides Timothée Chalamet.
I guess, and he's been in.
Disney Channel.
Postcards from London. I don't know what that movie is, but I think he's a relative newcomer in terms of this is his first big. Yeah, no, I'm asking the same question. I do not remember him being in Little Women unless he was like, an extra in a carriage or something. I could not tell you.
Was he Emma Watson's husband or something?
Oh, you know what? Let's look.
There's no way. He looks too young to be Emma Watson's husband. Had to be somebody else.
Anyways,
but like with the live action with the OG films, it's interesting. Like obviously I had seen stuff like Lion King and Mulan, but like I hadn't seen Aladdin until like day of, and I didn't see Beauty and the Beast. But also I have not properly seen Little Mermaid.
Jail.
Yeah.
Jail.
I know, jail.
Get out of here.
Then I also was like really fascinated when I like learned something else was that like the voice actor of Prince Eric is the same voice actor that played Spider-Man in the 90s animated series. And I was like,
whoa, I did not know
and
that.
I went to watch a clip. I watched a clip of like when the two first meet. And I was like hearing them talk, and I was like, "Oh my god, Peter Parker! What's going on?" It threw me for a loop. And it's like the same era too, like '90s. So I was like,
"Yeah, it is."
It's fascinating. I know. I definitely adding on, and I will for
that's
sure.
Great.
I have a Disney Plus subscription that I paid a year for, and I hardly use.
Growing up, for me, the main ones that I watched were Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, of course. Beauty and the Beast was my stop. I love that movie to death. I always had the Christmas special for Beauty and the Beast as well. There's like a Christmas thing. I think it might be on Disney Plus as well. And then Tarzan. Tarzan was always on because I love me some Phil Collins. Yeah, that was it.
Oh my god. Sorry guys. He was in the 2017 version of Little Women, which is like I'm pretty sure a BBC 4-episode series, an adaptation of the book. I don't know her. Differentiate the posters for some reason.
There's so many Little Women adaptations.
Go watch Patrick Williams' video on it. It's so great.
It is a great video.
I think I need to go back and watch that because I think like I was about to see Little Women, so I couldn't watch it yet. But yeah.
Gosh, I need to. You know what? That's my comfort movie. I need to put that on to save my 2020. I'm gonna go back and rewatch.
That's your comfort movie. That's my crying movie sometimes, man. Like I saw it twice.
I haven't rewatched it.
It is a feel good ending.
January. I haven't rewatched it since January, so I'm really curious.
Do you have the Blu-ray?
No, I think I have it in. I'm having it on my Vudu though. I'm pretty sure I have it.
Evan's judging everybody in regards to do they have physical media at all.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I don't have it either.
Okay.
I think I was going to get it, but then it was like $25. I'm like,
I got an email. Ironically enough, I got an email like recently from Amazon, and it's like $12.99 right now. It's pretty cheap. If you want to get it.
It's such a hodgepodge
convincing me.
topic.
You're convincing me.
But yeah, that's our thing for Disney live action remakes. I'm excited for Barry Jenkins. Maybe after he does this, he can go back to the indie scene, get his Oscar that he was robbed of from If Beale Street Could Talk. I would love that.
Yes.
Absolute criminal year of abomination of Damien Chazelle, I know they got Oscars for their 2016 movies, but it is criminal. Sorry, I have to go on this rant. That Damien Chazelle makes First Man, and Barry Jenkins makes If Beale Street Gets Out. Two gorgeous, empathetic, subtle, beautiful movies, and they just get completely ousted to any awards.
What was
horrible.
2018? That was Green Book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green Book year. Oof. Man.
I was so disappointed in that year because
I never edited it, but I have my reaction to the entire 2018 Oscars and my shock at Green Book's win.
Yeah.
And
I just remember every time
Spike reaction to it too, which is the origin of this whole podcast.
This is the origin. The 2018 Oscars are the origin for this show of Spike.
Wow.
I've connected the dots. I solved the riddle.
I was sitting there with those two reporters, and he's like, "Are you British?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Wasn't my cup of tea." And he starts laughing.
He runs away laughing.
Genius.
Perfect. He's the logo.
What a time.
So good.
Spike Lee doing Little Mermaid 2.
Can you imagine?
Oh my god.
That'd be fantastic.
Dude, at some point,
what would the historical montage? It would be like like the black and white footage. Like, what would it be? I just try to think like
of the Little Mermaid. It's just like the lighthouse. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I'm definitely excited to see what Barry can do, and like such longing stares between lions. It'll be great.
That'd be so creepy. Oh gosh.
And I'm excited to
yeah,
he
do you
just
guys
wrapped
know?
on he just wrapped on an 11 episode series for Amazon. I keep forgetting that he's doing this TV series. He directed all 11 episodes. I mean, they just wrapped filming, and it was like 200 days of filming or something crazy.
You said Barry Jenkins was?
Yeah.
For what show?
I can't remember what the show is called. I think it's something to do with the Underground Railroad. I'm not sure specifically what, but if anyone's gonna do, after Antebellum, if anyone's gonna do a a slave narrative of justice, it's gonna be Barry Jenkins.
Very true.
So I hope that show is really good. I think it's supposed to come out sometime next year. So I'm excited to just keep on supporting Barry Jenkins. Of course, I will have to go see his movie now that Barry Jenkins is directing it. So it'll be my first live action remake in a while, even though I got to watch Mulan. But
Cinderella.
Evan's mom bought Mulan for us, so
right.
Yes, she did.
The running gag. It's not a gag. Wink, wink. But yeah, no. Super excited. Moving forward in Marvel. We're just going to jump out of the Disney. We're going to go to WB with DC in regards that they have officially casted Hawkman for the Rock's Black Adam film, and it will be played. Hawkman will be played by Aldis Hodge, who we know best from this year's Invisible Man.
Yeah, fantastic casting. I love this casting so much. It reminds me of the Jonathan Majors casting. Like, you see a great guy doing some great work, and then in that same year, he gets part of a bigger project in the comic book realm, and that's Aldis Hodge being Hawkman. I think I didn't even picture this kind of casting, but it's really great. I mean, I haven't seen him outside of Invisible Man, but just from Invisible Man alone, I think he has a great screen presence, and I'm very excited to see him in Black Adam.
Absolutely. I remember I've only seen him in Invisible Man 2, but I felt like his he had a very great obviously he's like a very strong built man, so perfect for a superhero, but also I felt like he brings that level of compassion and caring just from being the father figure that he was in it.
Really grounded that whole movie, honestly. It's when the whole thing is happening near the third act in their house, you really feel for that relationship of when everything's happening with the daughter, or even in the beginning of the movie when I think the Invisible Man pushes the daughter over or just straight out slaps her, I'm pretty sure.
It's
oh my god. Yeah, that scene,
that whole movie, powerful. I have never been so anxious.
It's kind of like the effect from the first Paranormal Activity when they downplay stuff where there's creepy bits here and there, and then it just bam out of nowhere, which is it's even more effective here when you have I mean, it's effective there because it's like found footage. But in this case, when you're already like in the flow of like the characters' narratives and like you're really trying to like break down and like find this guy, and then out of nowhere you just get screwed over and like you're back in this corner narratively, and it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyways, he's been on TV for a while. My girlfriend and I watched this show. I can't remember what it's called, but he's like this hacker character. I think it's from like the early 2000s or like the 2010s, where he plays like this guy in the chair character, where it's like this heist show where they do like they go after like the world's worst criminals who like wrong people, and like they're like this.
What?
I don't know. It's
you gotta send me
TV show.
Yeah, send me the
But
link to
he's
the
a guy
TV
in the chair, and he's like the hacker guy, and then to see him play like the father kind of character in Invisible Man, and then now to see him play Hawkman is going to be so interesting because I just see it in so many different contexts now. I'm excited because this is really Invisible Man's a big movie, but this is like his first big blockbuster. I'm excited that his career is kind of blowing up now, and I think he absolutely deserves it.
Yeah, I'm looking at his filmography right now. Carson, is the show you're talking about called Leverage?
Yes, it's called Leverage.
He said so confidently.
Okay. Yes. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking through. It says like he was in Straight Outta Compton, Hidden Figures.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. I don't remember him in Straight Outta Compton or Hidden Figures.
He's in Die Hard 3 and 5.
Wow, I love Die Hard 3. Die Hard 3 is great. I love that one. Oh, he's in Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, which is an awful subtitle to a film. That's a thing.
He's in some Star Trek property of short.
And he's in the Academy Award-winning Happy Feet.
Oh my God!
Cinema.
Was it Academy Award-winning, or is the filmmaker Academy Award?
Sir, it's George Miller's Academy Award-winning Happy Feet, the man who brought you Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, and apparently he's in One Night in Miami, which is Regina King's directorial debut coming out this year.
Yes. Oh. I believe I was reading that in one of the... I guess he hasn't done an interview about it yet because he just confirmed it on Instagram and was responding to a few tweets, which I thought was cool. I'm glad that it was something that was confirmed right away, not only by him and The Rock, who, of course, I was mentioning in the beginning of the episode that he called him and it was like he didn't believe him. And then, when he finally realized that he was actually speaking to The Rock over the phone, he's like freaking out. Like, I just can't even imagine that sensational, like, elation that you would have to just, oh my God, to be cast in a movie like this, which it seems like they're really gearing up to shoot. And like, after The Rock's done with Red Notice or whatever, I'm sure they're going right into shooting Black Adam. I still just don't think it's going to come out in 2021. I think that's I was just
going to ask you that. Like, is that still possible? I don't think so either. I don't think so.
I mean, they could shoot like December, January, but like they don't really usually shoot like during Christmas time for a lot of people, especially this year. I can't imagine them like doing like December shoot starting. I don't know, but they could shoot like January, February, March or something. But even then to turn it out by the end of the year, like that's crazy.
I can kind of see it. Like, okay, starting December, end like in February, March-ish area. Yeah. Edit until like the summertime. Put your trailer out in August or whatever, and then boom, it's December.
But is Comic-Con even happening in 2021? Did they push it tentatively?
They hope so.
They pushed it to 2021. My pass is rolled over to then, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you can interview The Rock, Nathan, and answer all of our questions.
Can I get somebody? Because this past year was. What the hell?
Yeah, you're pressing of like, oh yeah, then there's nobody's live.
Oh, I love pre-recorded interviews. Great, thanks, awful. Man. Like, why did they open that for nothing? Like, okay, but anyway, I'm super excited to see where things are gonna go. I think they're like diving into like multiple. What was it? I'm trying to remember the fandom panel that they had. Was Legion, not Legion Doom, but
Justice Society.
Justice Society, yes.
So
they're just going at it, and I love DC. Just going all like 7 different directions at once, not trying to be like, okay, we're gonna do a post-credit scene here that's gonna lead to like Flashpoint here. They're just like going in kind of everyone's just staying in their lane, doing random things, and they can converge if they need to. But I think they're just going filmmaker first here and just like, okay, Matt Reeves gonna do his Batman. Also, we're gonna have the Snyder cut. Flashpoint is happening with God knows how many Batmans, like 7 Batmans and Michael Keaton.
Batman's Nick Cage Superman. That was another thing.
Nick Cage is going to show up probably. I know.
Grant Gustin Flash, I think it was also rumored. There's a lot.
Oh gosh. So they've casted Adam Smasher with Noah Centineo.
Okay, I was about to ask that.
Aldis Hodge as Hawkman. Who else is in? I'm blanking on the other Justice Society. There's that one woman character. I forget her name.
Yeah, who was in that little sizzle trailer? I can't remember who.
I don't know if they had any more casting because I know they also did Dr. Fate. I think it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dr. Fate and there's another female character. Black Adam, Justice Society. So Dr. Fate is one of them. And who's the other one that we have here? I can't find it, but I know it's not Hawk Woman or Hawk Girl, whatever the name is, which is upsetting. But yeah, I wonder who the cast is Dr. Fate. That's gonna be an interesting one because presumably you're gonna be in a mask the whole time, so they don't have to get somebody super well known.
Jake Gyllenhaal, here he comes. Fish bubble experience on the resume.
Joaquin Phoenix, original Doctor Strange runner.
Oh my gosh!
It could be Carl Urban. Or maybe he liked doing Dread so much he could just be in a mask again.
Where's the Dread sequel everybody wants? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I want the Dread sequel.
So good.
Everyone wants the Dread sequel. Hellboy 3 proper. So many things. But hey, Lion King 2's coming.
Nice
money.
Does Disney own Dread at this point? Have we determined?
What studio actually like?
I was like, the studio that was. I don't think they
like,
do. No.
That's Fox, why I say it because I'm like, it probably is owned by Fox. I feel like it's a 20th Century Fox thing. I could be totally wrong.
I don't think it is.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
Unless it's like, it's not. There's no way it's Paramount. It could be Paramount.
It seems like one of those like Lionsgate small studios.
New Line or something.
New Line, yeah. It doesn't seem like a WB or Disney kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
But yeah, Black Adam could be good, could be fascinating, could still come out. I mean, it'll be competing with Spider-Man 3 next year. If Spider-Man even still comes out in December.
Those are the 2 movies I'm watching in terms of the kind of the end of the year next year, like what things are actually going to land and what's not, because
and West Side Story now too.
And West Side Story is now in December, and I'm watching those particularly because it's like, we keep talking about Dune, like where it's going to move if it has to move, which I still cannot believe they. Okay, sorry.
What's the answer?
No, it's fine. I was just like messing with my blue screen. Yeah, so it looks like it was distributed by Lionsgate.
Nice.
You're like, let's go.
Like it says also entertainment film distributors, but like also primary Lionsgate is the.
I know my Lionsgate filmography, so.
Countries: UK, South Africa. Budget 45 million, made 41.5 million.
I missed the mid-budget blockbuster, guys. I just need.
I also heard it's like some. I also like remember like back when like Schnepp would ever talk about it was like the best 3D he'd seen, which is surprising. I would have expected that from
the whole sequence when she's like falling off that thing.
Lena Headey, yeah.
Yeah. I love that sequence. Like I've never seen anything like that before.
Great movie.
Hawkman.
Yeah. Like Carson said, Dune, another podcast goes by and Dune is still not delayed.
Bonkers.
Fascinating stuff.
Not to worry, it'll happen.
Watch like tomorrow morning. It's like Dune has been delayed. It's like
Well, every time we do a podcast, there's always something that breaks the following day or night.
Yeah, we shall see. I guess I don't know. I'm just done predicting. Everything now with release dates is pretty much become the Obi-Wan announcement back in 2017. It's literally just become I gave up. Kathleen Kennedy is going to come out on stage at D23, and then Ewan McGregor is going to come out, and then you guys are going to know.
Yeah. He's going to be at celebration with Ryan Johnson.
It's going to be during the 40th anniversary. Guys, I'm telling you.
Check out this. Hey, check out this
Oh,
Josh
no.
Trank Boba Fett film we got. It's gonna be great.
Oh man, that 40th anniversary one, people were like pestering me. It's like, Evan, do you think it's gonna happen? I'm gonna be there. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be there too.
Meanwhile,
It's gonna be
John
so
Williams
cool.
just comes out and just starts playing Leia's theme. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
I come a day late, and I'm just like, "Oh, hi, Ryan Johnson." That's crazy.
Amazing.
For 3 hours.
guy.
But yeah, so yeah, in terms of Hawkman and Black Adam in general, I'm super excited about it. We discussed quite a few times about it. Check our fandom special probably for that. But yeah, it was. I think it's going to be something like really special. I think they're going to have a pretty great cast. Again, I still don't know what to expect from like say Noah Centineo, but I'll trust the director.
Yeah, you're not on Netflix now, boy. Like, you got to do some good work.
Who's directing?
Jose.
Who did
something.
God, what's his name? It's the guy that did the Shallows, and
he's doing Jungle Cruise.
Is he doing Jungle Cruise? Or I thought Jake Kazan, the guy who did Jumanji, was doing Jungle Cruise.
I don't think so.
Could be completely wrong. But this was the guy. Who was the guy that was originally attached to the Suicide Squad sequel / remake? Gavin O'Connor or something?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking of him? He direct The Shallows, or this other guy that's doing?
It's the other guy. It's not Gavin O'Connor.
What did Gavin O'Connor do?
Nothing. I mean, he's done The Accountant.
I was like, why is he so pissed at Gavin O'Connor?
I mean, I don't know why. I love Gavin O'Connor. He's a great director. Like, he's done The Accountant, which I love.
The Accountant and Warrior, your favorite movie. Do not come for this man. Get out of here. Your
called out. I've connected the dots.
Wow. I was joking, Gavin. I'm so sorry. Oh man.
Oh.
Gavin, please come on the podcast so we can have like a 2-hour discussion on Warrior, please.
Again, the off chance, the amount of people we've angered, Joby Harold, like everybody, that they don't watch. That if they ever discover we are the equivalent of that girl who published the NDA today. That's
oh no! Wow.
That's what if any of us, if any of us ever blow up for anything related to anything in the entertainment industry, the first thing I will do is before I sign anything, I will contact you. You got to put everything on unlisted.
I will. I'll do it.
Delete the tapes.
It's strange to think about though. Like think about how many people, like even just like the Miss Marvel news today of like how many people have like kind of grown up now in the film community of just like constantly, reviewing, tweeting about stuff. Like how many more creators that like, especially Gen Z and younger, are going to be just like instantly grilled for all their takes on whatever movie they have constantly reviewed, or like it's just so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Like that's scary. Like, oh my goodness.
Like if I grow up to make a Star Wars movie, they could find like my Boba Fett tweets and I'll be screwed.
Yeah, then
oh my god! Please check our last Hyperspace hype to get that full story. But yeah, it's like, well, okay, kind of like sticking with Star Wars, like the whole prequel hate that I grew up around, and it's just like I grew up with them, so I still have fun with them. And nowadays, it's like you better like Revenge of the Sith. How dare you?
Yeah, I mean it's the best Star Wars movie ever. Come on.
And I mean, 2 seconds you could look up everyone's tweets about Revenge, or specifically just look up Nathan's tweets about Revenge of the Sith in 2 seconds. Like, oh, back in 2016, you said that the lightsaber fight where they don't hit lightsabers and dodge each other was a bad moment. Like people could just cherry pick.
Oh, the fact that I got grilled by Caesar for that, and then like the next day, like one of these channels I watched, I think they're called Full Fat Videos. They did a whole video essay on the prequel fights, specifically Revenge of the Sith, and I was like, "Where are the odds?" Like I've come around, but like at the same time, I still have a preference of like best lightsaber fights, and it's still great. Fight me, but I won the poll.
That's high praise.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
What did you guys watch anything this week?
I did. I said I was gonna watch something finally, and I finally did. I watched Alone Holmes.
Okay, I was going to watch that today, but I ran out of time because I really got into making today's thumbnail, and like I had to cook food so I didn't die. And then I set up this new blue screen, so I ran out of time. I couldn't watch it.
Sounds like pretty bad excuses on your end. Yeah.
It sounds like Nathan is what it sounds like.
So Evan,
Yeah.
you're saying you had fun with this movie.
The movie kind of sucked. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no!
It was great. I mean, it was
like-
great, but
I had to tread lightly because Emma enjoyed it a lot. She's in the comments.
Oh wow, really?
No,
Yeah, wow, masterpiece. Yeah. I had a super fun time. It was one of those things where I remember, I think it was last episode, I asked like Carson, I'm like, is this a fun family movie? Like, is this a fun movie I can watch like with the rest of my family? No, yeah. I mean, it was like, it's a super fun, charming, sweet movie, and it was great. I said this on my tweet, like, this might be my favorite Millie Bobby Brown performance because I've just been so jaded by the Stranger Things performance that she did in Stranger Things.
Stoic and very like.
She did the same exact thing in Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'm like, it's the same character. Like, I think she's it pretty much like she's like freaking out. It's like she's like communicating with the dinosaurs. She's like, I'm like, she's like secluded. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? The movie sucks, Nathan. I'm sorry.
We're just gonna.
Oh no! Let him back in. Let him back in.
I'll bring him back.
But I love her performance in this. Is like
yes.
In and out of talking actually directly to the camera, and I love just like she's like under the water, like getting like pushed by that guy, and she's just like winked, and then like acts like she's dead and kicks him back, and then I love scenes like that in this movie.
Me too. I was worried about of course, that was quick, Nathan. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I already had it from a previous stream. Don't you worry.
I was worried about the fourth wall breaking because I saw the trailer. I'm like, this could be very cheesy, one of those bad, cheesy Netflix movies. But immediately I got hooked on it, and it worked. It really connected with who the character was. She's a very cheeky kind of character, very tongue-in-cheek kind of character. And I connected with the character a lot. Right off the bat, she's a very appealing character. Like after I finished the movie, I was like, I could totally see more movies in this universe.
Yes, and what about the Harry Potter reunions in all of its glory? Helen Bonham Carter or whatever her name is, who was
Helen Bonham Carter,
Strange, and then
also the mistress, the person that liked what's it called? The Holmes brother. That's not Sherlock. I forget his name right now.
Moriarty.
No,
or no, not Mycroft.
Mycroft. Yeah. What's her name? Like, wasn't she in Harry Potter too?
Yeah, it's Dudley's mom. It's whatever.
That was Dudley's mom.
Yeah, it's Lily Potter's sister.
I was gonna like tweet Carson because like I just saw Dudley in another thing. He's in the current war. I was rewatching it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's in the Ann Taylor-Joy movie, that chess movie that's coming out later this year. The trailer just dropped for it with Ann
October 23rd. But who's counting? Right? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, I think overall it's a very fun movie. Aunt Petunia. Yeah. Yeah, I think overall, Enola Holmes is a very fun movie. I liked Sherlock a lot. People were saying like they didn't give Sherlock enough to do in this movie, but I thought he fulfilled his role very well in terms of like the caring brother that understood what she was going through, that didn't understand what she was going through, but kind of grew throughout the movie. He had a little arc on his own, which I liked.
Yes. I saw a movie, guys.
Hey.
I saw Nomadland.
Is
this different from No Man's Land?
This is different from No Man's Land.
No Man's Sky. I didn't say that. What? No.
Wow.
I'm gonna say close out because it's not pronounced like that. But I read an article on how it's pronounced, but I'm blanking because it's not pronounced out, and I do not want to perpetuate that.
You're right.
I'm sorry. It's not pronounced like that. But that's what I got. So she directed The Writer in 2018, and then she's going on to do The Eternals, which is very exciting. But this movie, oh my goodness, you guys are not ready for this movie. It is, I bring it all the Oscars, like
Wow.
How many tissues do I have to bring? The whole box?
Well, I'd say like half a box. It's more like
Okay.
it's more just like it's like a simmering sadness more so than like outcries of like
Why you keep sending me these movies,
emotion.
man, where I just have like borderline depression? Why do you do this?
It's Chloe's Jaw, by the way, like Jaw.
Chloe Zhao. Yes. And I remember that was a big thing when all the Sundance articles were going up to like it's not Chloe Zhao, it's Chloe Zhao. But anyways, Frances McDormand is fantastic in this movie. Kind of it's just the subject matter of this movie to kind of like preface it because I don't want to give like too much away of like the actual plot. I mean, it's not like plot heavy in the terms of like, oh, you're gonna get spoilers for Nomadland. It's not like that, but so it's about she lost her job and her husband around the 2008 recession, and the town that she lived in basically got shut down because it was a huge manufacturing town, and the city ran on this plant, and the whole town like they just like deleted the zip code because nobody even lives there anymore. And so basically it's about these nomads that she kind of joined. She lives in her car and builds out like her RV, her like kind of like car / RV or whatever you want to call it. And it's about like
RV?
It's basically just about like that survival and like all this stuff of like how you're perceived as like homeless and like the glorification of like seasonal working and how basically capitalism basically preys on seasonal workers and how they can't really escape that system, and how being a nomad and like living on the road is like a coping mechanism for a lot of people because they've fallen out of whatever it's grief or economic crisis. A lot of these people just like kind of sought refuge on the road and just kind of like sought to escape the American dream that failed them, essentially what this movie is about. And it's about like those people banding together and living out their days, but it's just so everything about it, the score, the cinematography, the performances, it's just a very authentic and emotional movie. Just really interesting point of view that you don't see from a lot of filmmakers. You guys will see what I mean. I can't really get specific in how I describe it because it's just such like a emotional roller coaster and of experience. I'm so excited for you guys to get to see it because it's my favorite movie of the year so far. So kind of just leave it at that. It's I guess to compare it to anything, it's kind of like, did you guys, Evan? I know you saw Leave No Trace. That's kind of what I could compare it to, in terms of tone and like what's subject matter a little bit. It's kind of as that like quiet adventure kind of like.
I didn't actually love Leave No Trace.
It's
but
more engaging than Leave No Trace in terms of like the plot. Yeah, so it's like that, and I don't know. It's just really beautiful movie. When is it supposed to come out in like general release? Is it supposed
December,
to early December? And I hope I think it's going to stick to that. But I hope you guys get the chance to either see it in the theater or immediately get it on digital right after because it's going to be a huge contender at the Academy Awards, and I hope it's going to get probably actress.
Okay.
Oh, it's probably my favorite screenplay of the year. That was a big thing I just forgot to mention. The screenplay is really, really good.
That's what I was going to ask you. Okay, so I've heard a lot of people say like this is their favorite movie of the year. Could this win Best Picture kind of thing? I've heard from a lot of people that's very much a slow burn movie that's not typically won by the Academy Awards. Like they don't usually award movies with like a very slow burn, I should say. I can't remember off the top of my head a recent one, but
so you say that, but like even if I'm comparing the pace of it to something like Green Book, which is an Oscar winner, Green Book is a pretty slow movie. They're just kind of driving around, talking and stuff. It's not a slow movie because there's still stuff happening.
Okay.
It didn't feel slow to me at all, but I guess it may feel slow to other people.
How long is the movie?
It's an hour and 45 minutes, I believe.
Whoa, I didn't know it was that short.
Maybe an hour. I think it might be just be an hour 40.
We are so conditioned to believe like such a standard runtime is short after so many like, long running blockbusters.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's still got a lot of grace. I mean, it's not short by any means.
That's good. That's good to hear. So you said like best actress for Frances McDormand, best original screenplay.
Original screenplay, I believe, and then I would say director and perhaps cinematography.
Director has me very excited.
I hope she gets it.
I would love that because right now I'm thinking of people like Fincher, Chloe Zhao.
Yeah, I keep forgetting
Aaron Sorkin. Those are like the 3 that I can remember right now that are high in the probability list for best director right now. And Regina King possibly too.
Yep, for Night of Miami. And it was just a super fun watch too, just because it just got my my first kind of big Oscar watch of the season, because we're starting to get into that fall time. We're starting to get to the Harry Potter marathon time and the Oscar season time. It's the best time of the year. Yeah. What can I say?
Nice. That's great to hear. I mean, Oscar season is my favorite freaking movie season of the year.
Evan, love it. Evan, I don't want to say your expectations. Like, I don't want to change it. You're gonna love this movie. Like, I just know you. Like, you're gonna love this movie.
I'm super excited.
It's amazing.
Does it have aliens? Does it have Amy Adams in it?
No, it doesn't have aliens.
Okay, fine.
Then nothing will be.
It does kind of have some existential thoughts to it. Not sci-fi by any means, but it kind of looks at faith a little bit in terms of which is because her character is in her 60s, and it's kind of like the midlife crisis, but you're in your 60s. Like, what am I supposed to live with now, or what motivates me? And a lot of these people,
Logan?
have been very depressed or have been suicidal in the past, or because of this grief, and they just couldn't get help because they didn't have money or they couldn't get medicine. It's very interesting.
I like that a lot. I like that idea. Have you seen The Writer since you've seen Nomadland?
No, and I need to get to it. And I need to get to her feet. She directed something before that. I can't remember what it's called. I believe that was her debut, like 2 years before The Writer. So she's done 3 movies now, including Nomadland.
Okay. But yeah, I have to check out.
To get to those.
I have to check them out too. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I watched. I mean, kind of a lot, technically.
Really?
Yeah, kind of. I put stuff on while I was drawing, but then I would like.
Oh, jeez.
Pay more attention and be like, oh, hey, wait, no, I like this. Well, in terms of like stuff I wasn't watching while I was drawing. So randomly I was like scrolling through YouTube, and then like I started seeing like this thing pop up about Nikola Tesla, and I was like, remember the current war? Like, to myself. So, like,
well, speaking of Tesla, just came out with Ethan Hawke. I haven't watched that yet, but I want to see that.
Definitely want to see that. But yeah, then I was like, I went to like look up like just a clip of the current war, and then to my surprise, someone posted current war full movie. I was like, excuse me? Like, no way.
That's crazy.
and normally that's not correct, but then like I saw it was marked as HD, and like it was like just a random screen cap from the movie, mind you. So I was like, I buy that more than just like a studio logo that's unassociated to the actual thing.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
In the wrong runtime. I looked at the runtime and I was like, that looks kind of correct. So I click on it, and
you're like, I see through your lies.
Every time I'm just like,
no more lies.
I'm like, Universal didn't make Endgame, but I click on it, and I was like, it like starts playing, and I was like, I can't even confirm if these are the actual production companies, but it's random, so maybe. And I start clicking through, and it's the film, and I'm like, but is it a normal speed? And it was. And I was like, this is the actual movie. How are they it was posted 5 days ago. How did they do this?
Now that you said that, it's going to be taken off YouTube in about
YouTube
10
doesn't
minutes.
watch this deep on my stuff. They don't pay the manual reviewers don't exist. So anyway, they don't know where to find it. It might have probably gone by now, if I'm honest. It was funny too, because it was also like whenever they had the subtitled locations and year, it was foreign transfer. So I was like, oh, okay. So they got away with it, but I started watching it, and I was just like, I know it's not like the best movie ever, but like I'm always just like intrigued by period pieces in general, and like I'm still enjoying like Benedict's performance, even though I know what's his name, Thomas Edison is actually like a really horrible human being in real life, and he's not the best in this movie either. But there are moments they try to have you sympathize with him, and I'm like, I get it, but at the same time, like this dude is an a-hole. Like Sherlock Holmes at times in some adaptations, and he played Sherlock. That's besides the point. I'm watching the movie and I'm just like, all right, it's interesting. It's pretty amusing. You know, it got Michael Shannon and a hint of Tom Holland, but
and Shannon's always good.
It's one of those movies that it just mystified me because it was like it got delayed like 2 times, and I guess they did reshoots or maybe they didn't, and then they just kind of dropped it.
Yeah, they dropped it out of nowhere.
I think I discovered a clip of like movie talk, like back AMC movie talk for Collider when they were talking about it. I was like, what the hell? How did I find this? How is that this
ancient?
It's so ancient.
It was 2014 days.
Right? But yeah, I don't know if they were like the proper discussion of like Tom Holland or anything at that point, but like, yeah, you know, I watched it. And yeah, you know, I felt myself just continually like entranced to watch it because like, again, I like the aesthetic, but like, it's nothing like too powerful. Otherwise I was checking out other stuff while drawing. Like I put on like I turned on Shaun of the Dead because I was like, it's spooky season. Let's go. Which is still like such a great comedy, romantic comedy in essence. And I was also reminded while watching it how much of an idiot I was because I discovered these old notebooks I had from high school where I would write scripts, sequel scripts to existing properties. And there was like a lot of stuff in there. There was like a Hunger Games prequel pilot for a series. So I found my Star Wars Episode 7. I was like, no. I was so distraught. I was like, why is it Revenge of the Empire, you idiot? Oh god, it's like those theory days and stuff. But I think I wrote that back in like 2014. God.
Instant times in the Star Wars fandom.
Really, like a drought. Yeah, no, I didn't find it, but I do remember at one point I actually like was so into Shaun of the Dead that I was trying to write a sequel to it. Obviously didn't go anywhere. But the film is great. It's like really early Edgar Wright in like his like main filmography, like his first one. Still great. I checked out some Ready Player One. I also turned on. I still quite enjoy.
Love that movie.
Really do.
I still have so much fun with it.
I have the Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it in a minute.
Yeah, no, I think like it still holds up for me like so much. It really is like one of my favorite Spielberg films.
Wow.
That's
yeah.
Right.
Well, okay,
I wouldn't go there.
I'm not saying it's like top because Spielberg has a lot of classics.
There's Schindler's List and there's Ready Player One, guys.
It just barely beats Schindler's List. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
Saving Private Who? I don't know, but
Saving Private Ty Sheridan.
Saving Private Parsifal.
Wow.
No, seriously though, I do love Ready Player One so much. It has like that perfect like character aesthetic adventure for me that I would get from something like Goonies or something in terms of just like latching on to like these characters that I have fun with. But otherwise I wasn't watching too much stuff. However, I was recently just I was telling Carson I finally got Spotify and
yes,
like proper like no ad Spotify where I can actually maneuver it because you have
Welcome
to
the algorithms.
Yeah, because otherwise it doesn't work. Spotify doesn't work if you're not paying for it. So I did because I'm like making mixtapes for like my animated series I'm making to work off of. And then I start like, oh hey, like every soundtrack proper is here, and like hell yeah. So it's basically just like a tease for like next week I'm going to be talking about because now I just like really want to rewatch. I was listening to the E.T. Extraterrestrial soundtrack because that's like that might arguably be, it definitely is one of my favorite soundtracks, and I think come to think of it in terms of like any standalone film I've ever known, that's like my favorite. It really is like all time. I love it so much, and I feel like not enough people they all talk about like so many classics of like so many films, and like nobody really talks about ET in the modern day anymore, and I hate it. And
I think they do. Like when they bring up Spielberg.
All my memories of it are as a kid.
Whenever it's a general, whenever it's a general Spielberg topic, they'll bring it up. But like, I see a lot more like discussion on terms of like Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, and I think ET's better. I don't care.
Wow.
Like Jaws, get out of here. Like,
it's hard. Like I'm with Carson. Like I saw it a lot as a kid. Like one of my earliest movie memories of just watching movies in general is like Tarzan and ET for some reason. Like I watched ET a ton as a kid.
I had this scary ET toy thing that like,
whoa.
In like the early 2000s, like those weird like animatronic like 1/4 scale figures that like had batteries in the back, and they were kind of like, you know what I mean? It was like a weird like, oh, you can get like a lifelike ET, but it's like just like this creepy like plasticky skin with like a little finger that had the little glow thing that would light up, and the arm would move. And I had a little jacket for it, and so I just carry around ET with this jacket, and I go in public and put the little hood up, so I'm like, nobody knows it's ET. I can't compromise them.
That movie is so good. I need to rewatch ET.
What a concept! Would ET work in the modern day with the government? But
it would.
ET goes on Instagram or Twitter or something, and it's like, oh, we got his location. Here we go.
No, he'll just accidentally like Skype someone and just like, oh hey.
It's Robert Pattinson in the kitchen. It just falls up. Robert Pattinson. I love all those memes coming out.
Oh my god! But yeah, like also like to echo that, I had the ET toy I had was like a viewfinder, like those things like where you like click it and it's a new image.
Oh yeah, and it went to
I remember those.
But what it was actually like ET spaceship itself, and I got it from Wendy's.
And you're just like sitting in the backseat. Immersion.
Literally, I'm just like, haha, it's so fun. But yeah, no. Seriously, ET has always been like such a favorite of mine forever. Like I can break down so much history of it. Like the fact that like Star Wars, it has a special edition. It actually does. Do I have it? I don't think I do.
I will take your word for it.
Yes. No, I literally have this like special like 2-disc edition that's DVD only because they swapped back for the Blu-ray. That has the actual special. It's on separate disc like the special edition should be for Star Wars. But yeah, Spielberg went like backtracked on like changing it at all, which understandable, respectful. But I like the idea of having both things and like new footage and stuff. It's cool. But yeah, like, and I'm gonna like probably just talk about it more at length next week because I'm gonna watch it. But I remember I went to a anniversary screening at ET in theaters, and let me just say that was a bucket list dream come true. Like it was so great. Yeah, it's just such a great film, and I really think it's Spielberg's best score outside of Star Wars. Even to that point, I've heard the Star Wars soundtrack so many times in so many variants that I feel like ET's score is just so
fresh.
Yeah, just like it starts off so ominous too. And I also will state E.T. has my favorite film opening of all time, personally. Just like the way with the atmosphere.
How does it start off again?
It's just like the sweeping shots of the forest where like you're slowly unveiling all the creatures, like getting plant samples, going through the spaceship, and then like E.T.'s alone, and he's like looking over to the suburbs, and then out of nowhere, like the government cars pull up, and he has to hide, and then he has to like book it to the spaceship because it's leaving, but he gets left behind, and it's phenomenal. And like the score, it like goes from like this ominous tone to this whimsical when it's E.T. looking at the suburbs to like this really bombastic, scary, is he gonna make it stuff, and it's so good. It's like my favorite thing ever. So I'm an ET Stan account now, basically. But
in conclusion, this is an ET podcast.
I'm down. I don't know how I'd make that work.
My cup of ET.
Ah!
Oh!
I won't.
I'm here all week. I'm here all week.
I love puns. I would never remove Evan for that. But yeah, man. Like I love the it's not even a franchise, it's a single film, but I love it to death. No, it's funny because like
Abrams to reboot ET.
No, but like this past, no, I'm just thinking because like this past, I think it was this past year, they had like this Xfinity commercial that was like a semi sequel.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
I remember
Dude,
that. And you sent it in
it's
chat. You're
so
like,
good.
guy, this is so good. Nobody's
I
talking
was
about
on
the
cloud
Xfinity
9, dude,
ET
because
commercial.
they got Henry Thomas back who plays Elliot, and it was like,
Mhm.
so, and watching the behind the scenes of that as well is so fun to check out because like just how he like has that like flashback nostalgia and everything. It's so good. It's so good. And I love Reese's candy, by the way. So there's another time. Also, I think why I'm also like relapsing into ET is also because like it's in the list of like Halloween films, because it is primarily around that time.
That
So
time in the movie.
yeah, and because it literally is the night of Halloween that they do that iconic image across the moon.
Yep.
So yeah, I can't wait to talk about that and rewatch it because like I'm just gonna gush forever, even though I've already done that now. I'm sorry. Yeah, that would about wrap up this episode, right? So
Pretty much.
yeah. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Bye. No.
I just cut it out.
But yeah, no. We had a good time. Chad, did you have a good time? Cool. We're dead. But yeah.
Yeah, leave a comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, for our Spotify listeners, you can actually get a lot more context over on YouTube channel at my name, Nathan Rojas, because again, like I cut a lot of different stuff. You get to see Carson's cats interrupt. It's very fun. A lot of different stuff. But with that being said, Carson, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at the Film Carson, talking about Nomadland, other movies that I'm hopefully going to see soon. And of course, we're about a month away from Mandalorian season 2 premiere. So we're building up to that each week on Hyperspace Hype. Maybe we do like some Mandalorian topics, like fun topics, like, oh, what's your favorite Mandalorian episode? Or I don't know. Maybe we'll think of
I
something.
like that.
in terms
I
of,
do like
yeah.
that.
We'll do our own version of Mando Mondays, but it's Mando Fridays, you know. But yeah, great episode, and I'll see you guys in Hyperspace Hype.
Evan, where can they find your favorite Boba Fett moments?
You can find my favorite Boba Fett moments on Harris EV9 in September of 2015, apparently.
Again, check out the last Hyperspace Hype for context on it.
Yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, find me on Twitter discussing all things movies and trying to find some kind of Star Wars news this week. I do like Carson's idea of talking about Mando and some of the stuff in our 1 month to go lead up for Mando season 2. And then yeah, find me on Twitter tomorrow. Big episode of Big Brother. There's a triple eviction, guys. Get excited.
And as always, you can find me links in the description below and on this channel as well. But with that being said, yeah, have fun. You can catch us in a couple days on Hyperspace Hype every Friday. But with that being said, if you did enjoy our podcast, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if not already. And that being said, hope you have a great day. And may the force be with you always.